Hello, angels, and welcome. This is Terry Van Horn, and this is my second of a series of live readings and live sessions that I'm going to be doing with you. So, if you do have questions, please post them and be patient because I can't always see them. They scroll by so quickly, and I really do try very hard to see them. So, today what we're going to do is talk about what happens on the other side. Whenever I did this just a couple days ago, I had people sending me these questions and messages asking, they were like heartbreaking because they wanted to know about their loved ones who had crossed over. And I understand that. I totally get that because, you see, my dad crossed over like 29 years ago. And it was very, very hard for me because he was my rock. He was the person, my go-to person. I grew up in a very dysfunctional kind of family. My mom is the textbook classic narcissist. And so I needed someone. Now, naturally, during teenage years, Daddy and I kind of, had that father-daughter clashing thing because everybody does. But, as I got older, even as a kid, but even as I got older, he was my rock. So it's hard, and I totally understand where you're coming from on missing your loved ones and just wanting to know if they're okay. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I've really been blessed to have some amazing insights on this. I guess my first was that even when Daddy was sick with cancer, I was able to study and learn a tremendous amount from Betty Eadie. Now, Betty was like the very first person who really got out there and talked about near-death experiences. And whenever this happened to her, this was like a totally strange, outrageous thing that, she was considered to be a total wacko. But I had the opportunity to hear her live and to meet her. And I realized that, the stuff that she was saying was really sincere. She was not some crazy person just out there, making up some outrageous story. She had a mission. She had a very important story to share with us. And it was about, what happened to her during the near-death experience. So I got to learn from her very early on. Then after that, Daddy died. And when he died, it was kind of expected in a way. He had had cancer for several years. However, I can remember it so clearly. On a Wednesday afternoon, I got a phone call, and the doctor said that, actually he's doing really good. He is beating the cancer. Things are shrinking. It looks good. Worst case scenario is 2 years. And so, I was kind of excited about that because he had it in his liver, his lungs, and his brain. So we're told, worst case scenario, 2 years. 3 days later, I'm in the hospital letting them know not to resuscitate. He went downhill immediately, one day, boom, and he was gone. Now, that was Daddy's choice. It was his opportunity to leave this plane. And it was part of his soul path, part of my soul path, because, things for me changed immediately after that. The very first thing that changed was the fact that I went home. He died at like 2 o'clock in the morning, which means that I didn't get home till about 4 or 5. And I'm laying in bed. I'm all good with things, really and truly. I'm kind of relieved, and I'm happy for him, but I'm sad for me. But all of a sudden, there was a light up in the upper corner of my bedroom, next to the ceiling. And with that light, it was so amazing because Daddy's voice came through and said, it's just like they said it was. Now, That was like the most beautiful, awesome confirmation that I could have ever gotten. For my own father to come back and tell me, yeah, this is what they said it was. This is like amazing. And I was so happy. And it made everything with his death and his passing so much easier for me that I really wasn't even, I mourned the loss of having him, but I couldn't mourn it as being a forever loss because he had come back to me, he had spoken to me, he confirmed everything to me that I had believed before, and he just really set it in stone. Now, several years ago, I met another amazing woman named Anita Morshani and had a chance to talk with her for quite a while. Now, Anita has a book, and if you ever really want to get in detail about what happens on the other side, read Anita's book. It's called Dying to Be Me. Now, Anita had stage 4 cancer. She was, skin and bones. All of her organs were shutting down. She went into a coma. She crossed over. Not necessarily a big shocker, right, because of everything that's going on. But what happened was, as she crossed over, even though she was still in her coma, her body still hadn't died yet. She experienced everything. She was in there with her husband and the doctor. She was on the plane with her brother, rushing back to be with her. She was there with her mom. The coolest thing about Anita's experience is that it's very, very detailed. She can tell you everything. She was able to tell the doctor everything, and it's great because this was not her normal doctor. This was not her normal hospital. So she knew staff members, when she woke up from her coma, that there was no way that she could possibly know. But Anita tells so much about what happened to her on the other side, what she felt, what she sensed, and how beautiful it is. And then once she came out of the coma, which she should not have, basically, because of what was going on with her, she ended up going into a complete spontaneous remission of all the cancer within just a matter of weeks. Now, her stuff is all documented because of the extent of her cancer. She's got files like a mile thick to prove what actually happened to her. So, it's really a great book, and I strongly recommend that anyone who is, having issues with this or having questions about it, that you check this book out because it's really good. Now, my greatest confirmation is my own experiences. A little over 2 years ago, I had a very, very minor procedure done. I had actually just some steroid injections in my back, but I did have to be knocked out for it. Had a lot of sinus drainage. One thing went to another, and I started choking. My throat closed, vocal cords swelled up, and they came very, very close to losing me. But I was really busy because I was on the other side. And the amount of love, compassion that you feel over there is amazing. I mean, you just cannot believe how beautiful it is, how loved you feel. It's so hard to describe. It is the way that you feel when you hold your child for the first time. It is the unconditional love that you receive from God and the angels. They are with you and they are around you. They are holding you. During my experience, it was just fantastic because I was there with some of my angels that I do know. I was there. I know there were some guides there as well. I do not know everyone specifically who was there. However, the primary one, which is one of my number one guides, angels, however you want to refer to him, is Jesus. He was there. We stood there and talked. He wanted me to share these messages to let people know that on the other side it is fabulous, it is wonderful, it is beautiful. It's also lousy when they kick you out and send you back, because my job wasn't done. So it was time for me to come back. But I remember, and this is the funniest part about the whole thing, is that I was there with him. And I was kind of looking down because I was a little bit uncomfortable about, like just going eye to eye with him. So I was looking down and I saw his robes, his feet. We're there together. He's like got his arm around me. The angels are surrounding us. It was just amazing. And he kept saying, you have to go. It's time for you to go back. And I was kind of like this kid, with the alarm. That I was like, no, 5 more minutes. But came back, and at first it was kind of depressing to come back, I will be honest. And then it was like, why am I back? What is it that I have to do that's so special that I couldn't stay? And it took me a little while to kind of figure that out, but I did. And part of what I'm doing now is part of what, I'm supposed to be doing. But, I wanted to share with people kind of what happens in the whole process for those who cross over and who stay over. Okay? I mean, I can tell you what it's like on a short term. I have knowingly done it, this one time in a big way. I have done it in smaller ways in the past. I have even helped others go over, actually, like holding their hand and let's walk across the bridge sort of thing. Once a soul crosses over, first of all, they do stay here with us for a little while. They're here, they want to be with their loved ones, they want to help share with them and to support them. So they do stick around for the first few days. So you may feel or sense that they're here. And that's right, because they still are. Now, once they actually do, take the leap and totally cross over, then they kind of go into their own little healing session. It's, I kind of refer to it as like Heaven University, in that what they need to do is to study, learn what it's like to be back in the spiritual form. Because they've been here for a while and that kind of messes with them. Then they go through what is commonly referred to as the life review. This helps them to understand why they came to Earth, what they were supposed to do and accomplish, and then how well they did. This is very loving, it's very non-judgmental, okay? This is not one of those things that says, hey, you screwed up and you went this other direction. That's not it. They help you to understand this and say, okay, you had free will. You had these things going on. This is what you were supposed to learn, and this is what you ended up doing. Once they do that, and then they also go through a healing process themselves to heal their soul from the wounds, the hurts, the pain that they had to go through while they were here. So they do all of that. Usually it takes about 3 to 6 months, depending on what their life was like here. If it was really traumatic, then they needed more time to, heal and to be able to really process everything. If their death was, from old age and kind of anticipated, then they may pop back, and be finished with all their healing very quickly. But usually it's 3 to 6 months or so, our time, not theirs, because for them there is really no time or space limitations. Once that happens, then they are, they're more at home in their spirit self, and they are able to actually move forward And, then they're popping around, they're visiting us, they're visiting other loved ones, they can be everywhere. Now, this does not mean that they are guardian angels, okay? They are here to guide us and to help us. They very often keep the very similar personality traits that they had here on earth, because that is part of their soul and how they, relate to things. Whenever I have done sessions for people, it is really it's funny because people will pop in and, if it's someone who was joking around, doing different things, here on earth, a lot of times I pick that up when I never knew who the person was. But it really helps to be able to explain or to let the person that I'm talking to and doing the reading for know exactly what's going on. And they know for sure that that's their loved one because they're like, oh, that's something that person would say. So it's really interesting. Your loved ones will come back and they will send you messages constantly all over the place. And all you have to do is listen and to trust. And they will do it and they will move you forward if you have questions. But it is important to remember, though, that they are not angels, okay? Angels are divine beings who have always been in spirit. They really are unlimited in their abilities, their powers, everything that they can do to help with us. Our loved ones have those limitations because they have been in the human form and, they don't have that total ability to, be omnipresent like the angels do. So they do send us messages. My dad does. It's interesting because a lot of times, I will have things pop into my head that sound like Daddy, and sometimes I don't trust it. But then a lot of times if I get readings from other people, they'll come in with Daddy's exact words, quotes, exactly what he would say about a situation. And then I know for sure that it really is from him because they don't know him. They didn't know, how he said things. So it's really, it's comforting to know how much they are loved. Everything in heaven is very loving, compassionate, non-judgmental. Okay? If somebody crossed over and the two of y'all, your loved one crossed over and you two were like at serious odds, okay? You were kind of like at each other's throats, fighting, all of that. You feel bad about it? Don't worry about it. Because once they get out of this whole human, three-dimensional kind of form, all of that stuff goes away. And they have no interest, no desire to have any of those negative feelings. Because it is all about love and compassion. So, that's a little bit about, what happens on the other side from insights that I've had with being there, with knowing people who have been over there, and with connecting with loved ones. And they will send you messages and information that you'll know is very specific for you. Okay, Julie has a question. What about religion? If they didn't believe it in life, will they come through? Absolutely. Because they need to know, you don't have to be religious, okay? Heaven is not a specific religion. It is all about being spiritual and unconditional love. And one of the things that Anita says that she got in her message whenever she came back was live fearlessly. And I love that. Get out there and do those things that you wanted to do, because if you're denying it, then, what are you doing for yourself? You're not helping yourself in any way. But it's all about unconditional love over there, and it needs to be all about unconditional love here. That means dropping the, anger, dropping the fear, the resentments, all of that. So that is something that's really, really important to all of us. And we need to do it, and we need to try to focus on love. Now, I had a couple of questions. One was about, do you offer any courses? And another person asked about readings. Yes, I do readings. My readings, you can go to my website at healinglightonline.com. You can book a reading. Also, I am in the process of creating some online classes. Right now, I've got information on a YouTube account that I am just getting started. So you can go into YouTube and look up Terry Van Horn. There's myself and there's one other person. I think you can tell the difference between. I have a couple of videos and I have a lot of recordings from previous radio programs that also talk about a lot of these subjects. Okay, let's see. Jen wants to know why her mom is always angry in the dreams. I think, Jen, actually part of that is I feel like that it's you're working out some of the feelings and some of the issues that you had during this process. And also, you know, your mom had a lot of issues while she was here too. It was part of her learning process. She is not angry now, hon. She loves you. She's very compassionate. And she wants you to know how much she loves you and how much she appreciates being able to share her life and her soul path with you. This was like a big, this is like coming through like really, really, really big. Okay, someone else. I have to tell you that these messages scroll through kind of quickly sometimes. So sometimes I read the question and I don't always get the name. So if I don't, I apologize. I had someone ask if their parents were together in heaven. Yes, they are. They, see, we come together actually in like soul groups. And, you know, we have partnerships with people here, and we have partnerships with those who actually passed. But we come here together to learn things together and to push and develop our souls. That's part of it. And it's, so whenever we cross over, we're still together with our loved ones. It's fascinating because a lot of times I will have dreams about someone and I know that it is a particular person. I know, I sense it. You know, this is, you know, Debbie or Sue or whatever. But the physical appearance of that person in the dream will not match what it is here. So it's really interesting that I'm seeing them on a different level. Okay, let's see. Christine wants to know if her parents' partners approve of her from the other side. Yes, Christine, they are very, very happy about the relationship, and they feel like that you and your partner are a really good, solid match. And also, I'm going to pull a card for you. I have a great deck. This one is it's called Talking to Heaven, Doreen Virtue and James Von Prague. You know, James does like amazing work as an intuitive and a medium. So this is really a great deck to work with if you have someone on the other side that you want to get messages from, because it can help trigger some of the messages that you're looking for. Okay? So, all right. Oh, no, this is beautiful, because this one says, I don't know if you can see it, I watch over you every day. So this is letting you know that your partner's parents is really looking over and watching the two of you and protecting you in a huge, huge way. So don't think that there's anything. Remember, on the other side, it is nothing but love, compassion. Okay? Okay, Sweeta's thinking about a big decision in her life. Is she on the right path? Okay, Sweeta, for you, what I'm going to do is I'm using my favorite deck, which is the Archangel Power Cards. I know it's backwards, but now this is by Doreen and Radley. Radley is a wonderful friend of mine. I adore him. And by the way, I just found out this morning that Rad and Doreen have an app that you can do on your phone that is with Archangel Uriel guidance. And Uriel is one of Rad's primary angels that he works with, and actually mine too. So, fantastic app. I've only played with it with a few minutes, but I love it. Okay, now, Sweeta. Okay, you said that you had an issue, some decisions to deal with. So the card that you got actually is the Ten of Michael. And this is a beautiful card because we have a ballerina on stage taking a bow. And she's got like a couple of swans, so I guess maybe she did Swan Lake or something. But this card is letting you know that there's a situation in your life and some things that have been going on that has ended. And wanting you to know that you are really free to move forward to some new opportunities. And so, let go of the things that have, the situations that have ended. Let go of that, let it move forward, and just clear it out. Okay, Rebecca. Okay, we need to talk to you, Rebecca. You lost your mom 8 years ago. She died in her sleep. You struggled being close your entire life. The guilt is terrible. Okay. And you want to know if she forgives you like you forgive her. Absolutely 100,000%, Rebecca. Okay? Part of that struggle that the two of you had was part of your soul contract, your agreement to help each other learn and move forward. Your mom is, she's very, very sorry about what happened. She's sorry that she had to be the way that she was. She says that you know what she's talking about, that there were certain things that she did, certain things that made life extremely difficult for you. It was part of your agreement, your journey together. She's sorry that it caused you pain and that it was difficult for you. But at the same time, she's thanking you for giving her the opportunity to help you move forward so quickly on your spiritual journey. She wants you to know that she is with you, and that I really see an image of a woman standing behind you, just wrapping her arms around you and holding you. Okay, let's see. There was one that I missed. I was going to see maybe if I can find it. Okay. Deborah, you lost 2 daughters and your mom. Are they trying to send you a message? Absolutely, Deborah. They are all together. Okay. And they want you to know, also, they are here for you. And that they are sending you messages. Your daughters are kind of giving me this exasperated look, like, she's just not listening. Okay? They hear everything that you are saying to them. And they want you to know that, your daughters are really kind of funny because they say, we keep trying everything. She just won't listen to us. So, listen. Look out for those little things. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'll give you a perfect example. I was getting everything set up for today. And I ended up, I had to go grab something else, come back out here, and there were 3 cards laying on the ground where, I would be sitting. And I know it's a message from Dad because we were talking about all this kind of stuff. So I have the King of Michael, about wisdom and objectivity right now being really important. I have the Empress letting me know that it's time for me to act and that anything that I do will be very, very positive and will pay off in a great way. And then I have the Ten of Raphael, which is all about love, blessings, wonderful things coming into my life. So, I'm in the process of making a few decisions about different aspects of my life. But it's interesting that all of a sudden, those cards would pop out of a deck and fall right where that needs to be. That was a message from Daddy and from the angels, letting me know that, hey, don't worry about stuff. It's all going to be okay. So they will do things. You don't necessarily have to have cards just for someone to give you a message. Okay. Kimberly is got a bunch of stuff going on, and she just wants to know that she's not alone. Kimberly, you are anything but alone. okay? Actually, you travel like in a pack. You have so many angels around you right now, okay? You have like 5 key ones that are with you. And then you have others that are also around. They want you to know that, they're here for you. And that you have to ask them for help. This is a key thing with angels, all right? We know they're there. We know that there are some that are very specifically designated for us. But if we don't ask them for help, they can't. They can't do a thing. Their hands are tied. So we have to ask them for assistance. That gives them permission. And that's when we start, having that free will thing. If God isn't going to come in and jump in and change stuff, then angels can't either. So we have free will. We have to ask them to jump in. And then when we do, it's just completely and totally, okay. And they'll come in and fix it. Okay, here's one. Let's see. Jamie, your best friend Jillian, whoops, it moved again, was murdered last year. Let's see, you weren't on the best of terms, but she came to you in a dream. And it keeps jumping. Okay, came to her in a dream. I want to know if she has like any messages, I think is what it said. Your friend is definitely going to connect with you. She has some messages for you. She also said that you need to private message me. There's something that I need to tell you that I don't need to tell you here. So I don't know what it is. Have no clue right now. But later on when we get finished and I get sitting down at the computer, the info will come to me. So send me a private message and we'll talk about it. Okay, Carmen lost your mom and sister in 71 and a 4-month-old sister. Do you have any messages? You need to know how she sees you in your life. You don't know how to stop from feeling so broken. And you turned 50 yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday, first of all. Don't feel broken. They're here. They're all around you. They love you. And they hear every single thing that you say to them. And, there's something that is important to say now. So I don't know if it has something to do with you or not. But if you need to get angry at them for leaving, that's okay. All right? Because, if you can say, like in my case, my dad died. We knew that actually physically he was getting better. I know now, later, it took me a little while to get past the pain, but I know that he chose to leave at that time because he was pretty much done and he had more stuff to do on the other side. Now, I could have been, a couple of times, a little angry with him for leaving so early. I could have used him a few times in my life, okay? And that's okay. You can say that. You can say, Dad, why did you leave me like this? Why did you walk away? I needed you. That's all right. They understand, they've been here. So they get it. They understand that. It's okay for you to express that pain. Actually, it's a great way to help heal. And actually what they're going to do when you do that is send you an amazing amount of unconditional love. You're going to feel like you've just been wrapped in a blanket, or the angel wings are wrapping around you. So don't worry about that, okay? Okay, Natalie lost her sweetheart 3 years ago and a daughter 24 years ago. Is she around? Absolutely. Your daughter is here with you. I feel like she's kind of like on the right side, just a little bit of in front of you at the moment. You're going to feel her energy. Now, sometimes we even sense, like fragrances, smells, things like that, or, like you think you hear music or voices. I'm constantly walking through the house and hearing a conversation in the other room. And I know that it's just, somebody trying to get my attention. No, I'm not crazy. It's just that, every once in a while this happens and I'm hearing it, on a human level. But it is neat, she is there. She wants you to know that she is around a lot and that, she's happy to be around and to be with you. So it gives her a lot of comfort to be with you because you guys are like, you were like so close on a spiritual level. Okay, let's see. Donna needs to know that her mom and her brother forgive her. Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about heaven is that whenever they get out there, they are, it's all about unconditional love. And so anything that happened, no matter what it was, they love you unconditionally. They forgive anything that you did, and they hope that you forgive them for anything that they may have done. Because, it was all just kind of like part of that plan thing, and they were doing what they were supposed to do. Boy, we just got like a lot of wind, so I guess we're getting a lot of confirmation that, hey, this is really what's going on with it. They want you to know that, they're here. They are loving you. Okay, let's see. Dawn wants to know about her son, so I'm supposed to pull a card for you, Dawn. And it is, my mind is free. So I am getting that whatever it is that was going on with him, whoops, that one just blew away. He's free now. He is released from the pain and the things that were really bothering him and hurting him and traumatizing him. Okay, Danielle, you want to know if your dad's at peace because you never got to say goodbye? Absolutely, sweetie. Absolutely. They are at peace. They are like, amazingly happy. Okay, Donna, did your sister say anything? Donna, what I have for you is I have a new understanding. And of course, whenever they cross over, they start understanding and, getting everything that, the big picture. Okay? The big picture is this is what's going on. This is why this happened in my life, or this is why this person came into my life. It's a complete understanding when you're over there. And so it really helps them to get the big picture, and they are willing to help you as well, so that you can understand things and that you can get the big picture as well. Let's see. There's one here. Okay. Katie wants to know about her grandmother because she had a really hard time with her passing because they were really close. She is here, Katie. Your grandmother is also with you in this moment. What happens is that whenever we're doing things like this, our energy gets higher. And as that happens, we're able to connect with them much easier. So, do things that really help on an energetic level, help to raise your vibrational frequency. And as you do that, you'll be able to connect with them so much easier. Okay, I had a few people who wanted to know if there were like messages. Okay, let's see. Sarah wants to know if her grandmother was okay on the other side. Honey, she is like totally blissed out. Okay? Absolutely, because it is so wonderful over there. It's like if you knew how great it was, you really wouldn't want to stay here. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Okay, let's see. Monica, your son's dad died recently. You couldn't speak to him. He tried to reach out to you and your son, no avail. Can you see him? Yeah. Let's see. Oops. Okay, this is from Monica. Monica, he, it's kind of, whenever I see him, it's almost like he has like a, like something over his mouth, like he can't speak, he can't say what feels that he can't communicate with you. That's what it is. And so he's really trying very hard to, and he just wants you to be free and to open up to it, and to open up to hearing the messages, no matter what they are. Thomas has sent a note on here saying that everything is fake. Absolutely not, Thomas. I do connect with angels. I connect with loved ones. And, it's something that I do. And I don't expect everyone else to believe what I do. You don't have to believe what I say. It's a personal experience. And people who I connect with will get the answers. So, I'm sorry that you don't feel that way and that you don't have faith and understanding in God and the angels. Okay, I had another question that is really, really important. And that is, do people who commit suicide, what happens? Do they go to heaven? Absolutely. Okay? Just because they committed suicide does not mean that they are damned forever. Okay? Suicide, unfortunately, is because there's so much pain. They just can't deal with it. I've known a couple of people who have committed suicide that never ever expressed any of the issues, problems, or pains that they had. If they had, they would have had an army of people to support them, but they didn't. And then, obviously, I deal with clients who have loved ones who committed suicide. To say that that's part of their path sounds really kind of like callous, but sometimes they feel that they have no other choice. And it really is. It is all about pain and not being able to really connect with themselves, asking with other people, or to, dealing with just life in general. It's difficult for a lot of people to handle this lifetime. So, even though they committed suicide, they are still a beautiful, divine child of God. They are loved unconditionally by God, the angels, and those around. And, it's okay. Everything is forgiven. And that's what we really need to remember, is that everything is forgiven. That does not give you carte blanche to go out and do bad stuff, okay? But if things happen, like someone just did a note that wanted to know if, I think it was her brother, forgave her, or Richard wants to know if his brother forgave him for pulling the plug. Of course he did. You did what you had to do. It's a difficult thing. With my dad, the doctor asked, do we want to try to resuscitate? My answer was very easy, very instant. It was no. Let him go. Do I feel guilty about it? No. It wasn't a selfish decision at all. If we do that, we pull the plug, we do a DNR, something like that, that is not, we didn't do it for selfish reasons. We did it because we love that person and we wanted to free them, and they understand that. Okay? So, it is one of those things that we have to do, and everything that, happens for a reason and a purpose. Well, we got a lot of haters on here today, which is really kind of sad. Let's see. Darlene lost Chandler, who was 17, and he passed 2 days before Christmas in an accident. I am really, really sorry about that. Chandler wants you to know that he had to, he had to go. He said that he stayed as long as he absolutely possibly could, and that, sometimes you just have to do this. And let's see, I'm supposed to be doing a card for you on this one. So let me see what we have here. And this message says, life is a series of choices. Choose love. And I think that the main thing that he wants to share with you is that stop worrying about what could have been or should have been. Stop focusing on the regrets, okay? He wants you to be positive, to move forward, and to know that he's okay, and that, you know, he's in a great place, and he is watching out for everybody else now. He said that people were so busy watching out for him when he was growing up that now he gets to do the same thing. Okay, Rhonda, you're asking me about Quincy. Quincy wants you to do a couple of cards. Actually, one from each deck. Which, okay, interesting, and we will go with that. Because anytime that I do get guidance, I have learned to go with it and say it, whether it makes any sense to me or not. Okay? Quincy says, first of all, now I have no pain. And there are these beautiful yellow tulips. And a light that's so bright that it's actually shining through the tulips. And that's what it's like over there. I mean, it is just amazing. So, the first thing she's saying is, now I have no pain. Now, let me grab something from the second deck and see what else she has to say for you. So, the first one is definitely about her and what was going on with her. Whoops, the other one wants to blow away. Oh, it says, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. So, she sent that one as a bonus. Okay, and with the other deck, I have, it's the Emperor. This is with Archangel Uriel, which, like I said, you know, my friend Rad has that new app out. Guidance from Archangel Uriel, I think is the name of it. But this message is about stability and efficiency and to move forward. Okay? So, she's telling you, it's time to change your situation. It's time to move forward. Don't be dwelling in the past and the pain. You know, actually, in the way to honor her, she wants you to be happy. She wants you to be able to, you know, do some things that are positive and loving in her honor, in her name. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to put together an enormous foundation or anything. But, you know, you can do small things for kids that will help them, and you will do it as a way to honor her memory. So that'll be a good thing for you to do in a new way to ask, you know, to honor her and to help you move forward, which is really important. Okay, let's see. Oops, got to scroll back here for a second. Muriel, you wanted to know if your sister's death was natural? Absolutely it was. Okay? It may look a little bit strange, but yeah, it was natural. Let's see. Marie wants to know if her mom forgives her for what she put her through. Totally. Absolutely. As I said before, it's about a life path, and it is about being able to help each other grow and expand. So sometimes we have to do some things that, you know, are less than wonderful and less than flattering. So we have to do some things that, you know, aren't wonderful because it helps us grow and it helps the people around us grow. So, you know, don't regret it or don't think that you did horrible things to your mom. You may have whenever, you know, you're here on this earth, but, you know, she's letting you know that it was all part of the process, it's okay, and that she wants to let you know that she loves you unconditionally. She's here for you. She's still supporting you in a lot of different ways. Okay. Yeah. Renee, everything does happen for a reason. There is a divine path. and a divine plan. It's one of those things that we don't always understand because we don't get the big picture until later. Okay, Tanya wants to know if your nephew was murdered or if it was natural. I'm getting that it was more natural. Okay? That there really wasn't any foul play going on with that. There was actually something else that was happening with it. Marie wants to know if her Uncle Carlita is at peace. Totally. Absolutely. He is. I almost see him and kind of like a guy kicked back in a hammock on the beach is the vision that I'm getting. So I don't know if that describes him or not, but that was the first thing that popped in whenever I got that. Let's see. Okay, Rhonda says that Quincy was a champion for children and underdogs, and then it scrolled too fast. I did see a note earlier whenever I was talking that someone was asking me about animals. Animals are absolutely on the other side. They are definitely in heaven. I mean, anyone who is like, had a dog knows that, it's like there is no better place in the world to be than in heaven with your dogs because they show us and teach us unconditional love. Animals do go to the other side. They are there with us. They are there watching us. The interesting thing about animals is that they do have the ability to reincarnate. So they do come back to us quite often if they have a really special bond with us. And it is, a really cool thing to have one actually come back another time so that you can spend your lives together. So it just extends the time that you do. They don't always come back being exactly the same or the same breed or the same species or anything, but they do come back. So, but they very much are in heaven. And, I think that it's a very special aspect about heaven because animals are about unconditional love and compassion. So, they are definitely there. Now, someone else asked about butterflies. And butterflies are definitely a sign that loved ones are around. They do a lot of things to let us know they're around. Like having those cards right there that were given to me. Butterflies, dimes or quarters, something like that. Feathers. They are always doing things. Sometimes they'll move stuff. It's funny because I will go to get something, I know exactly where it is, and it's gone. And it's like, where did this go? What happened? And I may look for an hour, a week, one time, like 6 months. And then I found that particular necklace in a place that it would have never, ever been. Sometimes I find them in places that are like very obvious, like where I just looked. It's really, amazing how the things will pop back up. They will do that to let us know that they're around. It's funny, my dad has left stuff, sprinkled all over the house to let me know that he's there. We have messages from them. Sometimes you will get a thought that just pops in your head that sounded like them or was something that they would normally say. And, you weren't thinking about them. You weren't thinking about anything. It just happened. That helps tremendously because, that is a message from them. You may not think it, but they are there. They are helping you. They're sending you messages. Those phrases that pop into your head. Trust that that's them. If it is all love, compassion, acceptance, support, that is from your angels and from your loved ones. If it is something that is negative or angry or fear or doubtful, then that comes from the ego. And that's trying to keep you from, moving forward. Okay, Melissa, your mom just passed on Friday. I'm really sorry. Is she at peace with my father who passed in August? Absolutely. It's like your mom is at the very beginning of her journey because she just passed. So she's still spending some time here, kind of being with you guys, getting a little bit, acclimated on the thing. Your dad's there waiting for her. And, he's kind of helping her through this whole transition. And so he's helping her move forward on it. One of the things that you guys can do that is what makes it very easy for you to connect with your loved ones is that, we have archangels who do a lot of things to help us out. And one of them is Azrael. Now, if you look up Azrael, you will see that, it's like, it's going to say like the angel of death. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean anything awful, okay? He is the angel who comes in. He has a brilliant, bright white light. So when we talk about people like go to the light or whatever, then that is Azrael. He is coming to help them with it. Now, Azrael also will help you to connect with your loved ones. He helps deliver those messages back and forth. So connect with him and ask him that, to help you connect with your loved ones. And he will do that. So, it's another way that you can do it yourself and to connect with the angels and to connect with your loved ones, because they will help share those messages with you. Because I will try to answer the questions that I get in the chat. I may not be able to answer them all here online or as I'm doing this, but I will do it as much as I can, timing allows, once I get finished with this and, go back on the regular computer and do all these things. So I will do that and work on it. So if I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry, but I will do my best to answer them, over the next 2 or 3 days. But I do want to thank everybody for being with me today and joining and commenting. I also just want to remind you that you can always find information on my website at healinglightonline.com if you do want to do any special readings. Also, if you have questions, you can go ahead and send me a private message. I will try to help you with that. And, get some. I am not going to do anything like just massively in depth, but I will try to do something, simple. Also, if you do feel that I've helped you in any way, and you are interested in helping to support me so that I can continue to do this work, then I do have my email address up there for PayPal. And, anything, everything helps because I do this pretty much full time. Occasionally I do weddings to help supplement and this, but no, this is what I do. So there's no outside real job supporting this. So it comes from sessions that I have and things that I do in this manner. Also, as I said, I've got the YouTube channel that I am working on. I'm gradually getting things on there. I will have all of these sessions that I do. I'm going to try to do like 2 a week. And I'm also going to start doing like weekly card readings to get you to, put you on the right path for the week to come. Veronica wants to know where I am. I am in Texas. Elizabeth, your dad passed in 2010. He's doing great. He is around you right now. He is standing right behind you on the left side. So, acknowledge him and say, hey, Dad, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. So, thank you all so much. If there is something that I can assist you with, I really do want to be able to help you. Brittany says that she even works with an animal intuitive. You know, Brittany, sometimes, I mean, I do a lot of animal intuitive work as well, because I have a huge connection with animals. Sometimes they just don't want to talk. And if they don't want to talk, they're stubborn for a while. Okay, last one. Kelly has lost 2 babies. And she wants to know how they are. Kelly, you know, I am really so sorry that you had to do this and to go through and experience it. Your babies want you to know that this was part of their learning process as well. One of them in particular really wanted to come into the human form, and basically kind of got like a little, I don't know, freaked out, and ended up that it wasn't going to be a good thing to happen, and decided to go back into the spirit realm. I'm feeling very strongly that that one was female, but she's okay, she's with you. She wants you to know that she just kind of like, she's almost like fluttering around you like a little butterfly. Now the other one, I'm not getting quite as much information from. The other one, though, I do need is around you. I think that that one was a boy, and I don't think that he was very old at all whenever he decided to leave. But you know, he is also with you, loving you and supporting you. And they also thank you for honoring them. They said that you've done something special to honor their memory and their importance in your life. And they want you to know that they really do appreciate that. And that, you know, what you have done has been a beautiful gift and a beautiful way to support them. So, you know, they send their love and appreciation to you for that. So thank you again, everybody. I appreciate you guys so much. And, you know, even the ones who were saying all the negative stuff in there, I appreciate you guys too, because at least you're giving other people something to think about and to reconsider. Because trust me, before I started having all of these experiences, you know, I was doubting a lot of this stuff too, and I thought that a lot of the people who dealt with this, you know, were not exactly being honest. And unfortunately, there are a lot of them who are dishonest. I have said that I will only tell the information that I get. If I don't get any information, then, you know, I'm honest with people and tell them that I don't get it. Also, you know, it's something that I know that I have to answer for later on down the road if I was doing anything dishonest. So, you know, I am just doing what I've been guided and directed to do. My life has been saved 5 different times now. So, obviously, I got work to do before it's really time for me to stay. But thank you again. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Healing Light Online on my website. And I will see you next week. And we will have some different messages about, you know, different topics. And I just hope and pray that I've helped some of you today. Thank you so much. I wish you many blessings.